since we're talking about marketing, a couple of things to remind you of. Google continues to have crazy, amazing information. I know this is something new that we've added in Crafts. Have you all been exploring your websites, and are you using Google Analytics to track your traffic and understand where it's coming from? The powerful tools that they have are amazing. If you have not gone to Google Analytics Help, it's a great place to start. They have videos that show you really how to use it and how to think about big data, little data, all the data that you actually really will get. And I highly recommend checking it out. And even if you're not, even if this isn't a primary portion of your job, to understand what's out there and what we can be tracking, every computer or device that goes to your website is trackable. And Google collects a lot of data and they feed it back to you in pretty powerful, meaningful ways. And if you have your products and your product pages appropriately coded with Google, it's all free, all easy to figure out, you can really figure out what people are clicking on. You can figure out what picture people are clicking on. You can figure out whether that picture made it to a sale, how long they're sitting on that picture. That's really important data for you, for anybody who's selling online at all, to see how people are viewing your products. And then don't forget that Google is connected to YouTube. So anything that you're doing video-wise, all of us should have videos up of our products, of our process, of our people, of our stories, and all of that tracks back in really meaningful, powerful ways. So please, I encourage you, it is a black hole, I'm not going to lie to you. You can get sucked into this, and I end up there, and it is dangerous, but it is so good. There is so much data out there, and it really is powerful in helping us figure out what's working, what messages are working, what backgrounds, and sometimes this really does matter. When you're taking photographs of your products, how that photograph looks matters. It really does tell a story about your product, depending on what the lighting looks like, what is in that photograph, is it by itself, is it in context, all of those things matter. And you can figure out how it matters to your customers by using Google Analytics, because you can tell which ones they like, which ones are making them do something. So please use that stuff. Okay, the Facebook.
It's Facebook.
No, it's the Facebook. When you're my age, it's the Facebook. It's sort of like every illness. It's the cancer. So who has everybody discovered that Facebook now has a marketplace? Mm-hmm. We have not started using it. Are you all using it?
Not yet.
Yeah. If you live in Berea, you know that Berea has a marketplace because I can't figure out how to turn it off, and I get announcements all the time of the latest shovel that got added to the marketplace.
You see that 4x4?
Yeah. and the free puppies.
Free puppies.
But this, I think, is actually going to be really impactful for our world, and particularly for the crafts world in general. Not as much for fine art, but certainly for craft. This is something that we want to keep our eye on and start to use. So I know that we'll start testing it and figure out what it looks like. But Facebook Live, has anybody done a live video moment on Facebook yet?
One.
Yeah. This is good. I'm sorry?
You don't look convinced.
Oh, I'm totally convinced. I think this is going to be huge. And what it helps all of us do is it helps us not feel like we have to have a professional videographer doing all of our stuff, that there's an in-between place where we can be with photographs and video in particular, that allows us to capture in the moment stories and experiences and feel good about putting them up. So having crafts go live, in the middle of a process, if we're finishing a piece, and so there's a moment you're gonna love this, Chester, when we're gonna have you on camera and just have that moment go up. Now, it's gonna take a while to make that be useful, but you have to start somewhere, and it's a really cool way to grow your Facebook likes and your audience, because you can't believe how many people are friends of friends of friends who, if they see that live moment, it's still new enough that doing it is a novelty, and it's a good way to build your likes and your brand. Are you all using the save function on Facebook? I guess not.
What do you
Did
mean
you
by
know that you can save things on Facebook? So, being the nerd that I am, a lot of the things that I have liked on Facebook happen to be business, craft, arts related stuff that I don't always want to read right in the moment that I see it on Facebook. So an article about the 17 most important Facebook trends of 2017 that you need to know. You can save that, and it holds it within your Facebook account, so you can go back and read that article later. This is not for marketing, this is for you all.
Where's that button at?
It is, depends on what device you're using.
Profile page.
So
On your profile
you
page.
you can find it on your profile page, but every single entry that comes in, let's go to the Facebook. So here's the Washington Post. Oh wait, no, it's gone already. Nope, no, it's back. It's Kellyanne Conway saying, I haven't slept in a month. So I'm thinking I might want to save that. I don't know why. But if you click on my phone, you can see this little thing over here over here, it just looks like a down button. And if you click on it, it says save link, post. It's in the same place where you would normally post stuff. All of the posting stuff that will matter for your brand. Because look at what you've got. You got a save link. You've got unfollow, hide the post, report this post. So the save is the key on that one. But if also on that you click down on share, you can also share that post. You all know how to do this, I'm hoping.
I like the unfollow part.
Yes, the unfollow is actually really
That's the best
important.
part of that.
Dude, it's
And-
so good for people to
Yeah.
have to be friends with, but you don't actually want to see
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, this is really important, and if we haven't talked about this, I'll talk about it, blatantly. This is a way to solve your friend versus family versus business thing. Because you can create different groups within Facebook that allow you to only post to your friends or your family, as opposed to all of the business people that you may not want to post your picture of your tiny child, blah, 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 whatever the heck it is. Steve? Tim and I are the administrators of the Crafts Facebook page. If both of us leave, we have to just make somebody else individual be the administrator.
It's personal.
Right, and my personal, yeah. So the other thing that you can do though, like I'm on the Crafts one and on the Air Facebook page as well, but with using these little buttons, I can pick how I'm sharing something. So if I click on share, I can say share to a page, and it lets me pick whether I want to share it to my personal page, the Crafts page, or the Air page. So for those of you that have a business account versus a personal account, that's really cool, and it allows you to be very specific, and you can post as yourself personally or as your business. So like when I post something to Craft or Air, I'm not posting as Beth Flowers, I'm posting as Air or Crafts. So all of that you can administer not as easily on your phone, but very easily on your desktop version. But you can do it from here as well.
Steve,
Facebook advertising is one of the cheapest, awesome bangs for your buck that you can possibly get. Have any of you looked into Facebook advertising before? A little bit? So click on the advertising buttons on Facebook. They'll give you the pricing, and what they help you do, and this will remind you of all of our research exercises, you can determine who you want to see your ad. And it's ridiculous. You can pick women who are 15 to 34 in Richmond, Kentucky, and they'll tell you that they'll tell you how much reach they're gonna get you and how much it's gonna cost. And it is some of the best advertising dollars around because it's direct, it's trackable. You can tell that those people got your ad, saw it, because you get the impressions. You know that they clicked on it, and you turn it into a sale. Or, get it back to your website, whatever it is that you've wanted them to do in terms of your action.
The cool thing to me is you can actually tell, not just who clicked it, but the age, the gender, and it's actually really creepy, because I can tell you, like, women over the age of 30, all the people who are clicking on the links I have boosted, so.
Yep. And same with Google, don't forget, same thing. When you dig into your Google Analytics, you can find that same data, and they'll tell you what their interests are. This is actually really interesting for us in crafts. We now know way more of the profile of who is going to our website regularly. And we know what other websites they go to, what their hobbies are, what their main interests are, and they're weird, honestly. I mean, it's not what I would have expected of a Berea customer.
What's an example?
Well, they're very political.
Yeah. You
And,
wouldn't expected that?
I would have expected that from a certain generation, but I would not necessarily have expected that some of the older generation folks, I mean, I guess, you do have more time on your hands, but I don't know, it struck me as weird how that is their number one thing. Number two is basically travel and home design. I mean, that's good. That's helpful. That's the right track. But I was surprised that was number one for them.
No, I was just, it was news and politics, wasn't it? So,
Yeah.
Can you track what kind of news and politics?
I haven't tried to dig any deeper.
Okay.
So I don't know the answer to that.
Because I would be curious about where they lean.
Well, I think that's actually, so this is part of what I'm hoping that all of us are getting out of this is the people who are coming to our website now. And the question is, who do we want to have coming to our website in the future? Is it just those people, or is it an expanded audience? So interesting to research is what leaning are these folks? I guess if that's interesting to you, you could figure that out. But given what we know about Berea College crafts in particular, I would imagine that an easy marketing play for us is to go after the NPR listener, because they are likely to be ideologically interested in the diversity message of Berea College and the craft message. So it makes sense, like, oh, that's probably one segment of our people. It may not be the political leaning of the folks who are buying currently. Have no idea. May not be, because we have very traditional people who are purchasing our stuff right now. So it may not be that has anything to do with why they are buying Berea College crafts. It may be because they're, as we've said 3 or 4 times today, because their grandmother had a cake tester or a broom or whatever, and it's much more about place than it is about what Berea College, stands for and in that sort of way. Does that make sense to you all?